Hey guys, welcome. I'm bringing you a general reading for the whole collective for the new moon in Cancer, which will be this evening at about 7:52 p.m. Eastern Time. No, that's Pacific Time, 10:52 Eastern Time, and probably in the wee hours across the pond on Wednesday. So I'm recording this on Tuesday for the new moon in Cancer. The most important thing I want to tell you before I get into the readings is that Cancer, right, is the sign. It rules the fourth house of home and hearth. It's about mother, nurturing, how we get nourished. It's a soft place to land when we're having a rough day. It's represented by the crab, right? That hard outer shell to protect the soft underbelly. So it is about self-protection of our vulnerabilities, especially on an emotional nature, on an emotional level, since it is a water sign. But what's happening here with Cancer at 7 degrees is there's an exact square, like 7 degrees, Jupiter in Aries. So that's a pretty strong energy. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. That's great. But in a square, it's sort of, I want you to feel it like a little bit of a push to do something new and different that may take you out of your emotional comfort zone while you're working with the Cancerian energy for this new moon. Okay, so your intentions should include all the ways that you need more self-care or more support or more nourishment or more tenderness, right? More mothering of yourself or being mothered by friends. Does that make sense? Seeking out feminine connections in a way that you can kind of get some nurturing from them. So yeah, you want to do that. That's important. But then set 1 or 2 intentions that feel like a push for you. Like you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if this feels good or comfortable to me, but I'm going to do it anyway because Jupiter, Aries, 7 degrees. Okay, so that's all I want to say about that. We do have a couple of other power players in this lunation that are important for you to know. First is we have, and I have some notes here, so that's what I'm looking at, Mars and Eris. Mars, as you know, that planet of, we call these two, Mars and Eris, we call them warrior siblings. Eris is like a small planet slash asteroid thing. I'm not really sure what they're calling it yet on an astronomy basis, but you can get it on your natal chart. It does appear just like Chiron does and Juno does, etc. So mine are absolutely opposite in my natal chart. I've got Mars in my IC and I've got Eris right near my MC, right near that 10th house line of, you know, where I'm getting my power. I'm getting it from a feminine warrior energy, which is perfect. So these two come together every other year. And when they do, yeah, it's sort of telling you it's where you might not be able to turn a blind eye to something that your heart knows is not in your best interest. So it's calling you to be your own like inner warrior, both the masculine and the feminine energy here. So that's important to know. We've got that little duo making a connection in this lunation. We also have Neptune going rogue. It already started early this morning. So Neptune, the great spirit, some call him the great dreamer. And he just turned retrograde this morning and will be on his annual 5 or so month sojourn in reverse until December 3rd. So it kind of turns up the fog machine for some of us because Neptune in Pisces is already pretty groovy and dreamy, but then when he starts going backwards, we're kind of like, wait, what? Wait, what's real, right? From what's illusion and or delusion. So for some people, it's the fog machine. For others, and a lucky group of you, it'll be like where you have that double negative you know, when you're speaking, I can't not do this, right? Which means you have to do it, right? So for some of you, that will be the experience where the reversed energy, the retrograde, kind of cancels out that dreamy, elusive effect and makes it more possible for you to have a breakthrough. I know, I like it. So don't take things at face value. Read between the lines. Chaos and confusion can set in, and not necessarily when you're expecting it. But for others of you, it has that opposite effect of helping you bring your creative and spiritual gifts to the surface with clarity. So some of us will be kind of pulled back for the next 5 months and get lost in the fog, and others of us will finally feel liberated and like we've got clarity with regard to our creative and or spiritual gifts. And so that can be a breakthrough moment for some. So I want to give you both so that you can feel into the optimism of what's available to you and notice the signposts if things are going in a more difficult direction. And the headline news, of course, is the Cancerian new moon at 7 degrees. Jupiter's chiming in, as I said. So what is this new moon about? It's a gentle and loving reset. So wherever you've been dogging it lately, it's time to kind of put that aside and get the attention back on you. It's a chance to fold your wings and rest for a little while. Is associated with the archetypal 4th house, as I said. So remember that sometimes the best things in life aren't things. It's our connection to those we love, to family, or a family we've chosen. And so it's an inward glance. It's a time to reset and go inward. At the same time, we got the warrior twins, and we've got Jupiter saying, do it, do it, do it. And so we've got Neptune going backwards saying, are you sure you're based in reality here? I know, it's a lot, but I'm going to give you the recap. So, pulling it all together, the warrior siblings align, giving us the courage and the conviction to take action even if we're afraid to. Neptune goes rogue, and that's part of Jupiter's energy too. Neptune goes rogue, making it hard to stay in our right minds. And the new moon in loving, supportive, compassionate, feeling-oriented Cancer with that booster shot from Jupiter offers us a blank page to start writing our newest chapter, okay? From a place of comfort and calm and peace. So that is what the energy of this new moon is. I did it in under 10 minutes. That's a record for me. So now I'm just going to go on to the oracle. I've done readings where like the first 20 minutes was all about the lunation. I'm getting better. All right, guys. So I'm pulling from Moonology Manifestation. Remember not to formalize your intentions till after the new moon. Don't want to do it before because we're still in a waning cycle. So intentions will not have their best effect. You want to set them after, when we're in a waxing cycle and the momentum is building. Just a little tip I thought I would share. Oh my gosh, just got it. Take a reality check. That's Neptune retrograde, guys. Trust all will be well. I love that. That's some faith speaking. Oh, this is perfect. Make time for self-love. Now, even though there are different moons on here, the message couldn't be any more perfect for what we've got going on. The reality check with Neptune retrograde. Trust that all will be well. Getting centered inside yourself and making time for self-love. I like it. Woof. That's pretty powerful. All right, my dears. So I'm just going to do a reading here. And then just so you know what I'm covering here is all the energy I just talked about. So I want to kind of get a feeling for what's going on in our connections. It's not sign specific. It's a general reading. May not resonate for everyone. That's okay. Just take it as it speaks to you. It is date and time specific because it is based on this new moon. And for those of you in the channel membership and those in the all access pass to the extendeds, you get this as part of those memberships. For those who don't know, I do have monthly subscription for the extendeds. There's 2 versions below. You can check it out. There are some links there for you. Woo! Or you could click join next to the subscribe button and join the membership for $4.99 a month. Perfect. 6 of Cups, past life soulmate. There's this emotional warmth and nostalgia and comfort, right? I love it. Now, what's crossing us here? Where's the challenge? Are they on board? Is there some challenge with regard to their cooperation? 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so to me, the 3 of Pentacles is always like the basis for a starting point. We've got this good thing going. How do we build on it? How do we build a more solid foundation? Okay, and it does take 2. It actually takes 3. You, your divine counterpart, and spirit is what I usually like to say. So I'm feeling like there may be some challenge for some of us with regard to this, to having our person in a more cooperative energy with us, more invested into the connection. Underneath in the unconscious awareness, we have the Page of Pentacles. So there's something that needs to be learned here. You may be learning it in your unconscious awareness. You may be processing it psychologically, kind of as an aside. It's not on the forefront of your mind, but this is learning something new. And it feels like part of the Cancerian new moon, where we get a blank page. We get to reset and almost have a do-over here, but it's a learning process. Okay, in the past, Knight of Pentacles, things have been moving very slowly. Wow, maybe too slowly for some of us. I'll need to clarify that. Now, look what's crowning us here. 6 of Wands. I'm saying us because I want you to feel I'm as invested in this. 6 of Wands. Yeah, it's a homecoming. It's feeling the glory. It's reconciliation. I like this particular deck because it feels like she's getting her applause. But in most decks, it's that sort of knight coming back in, or not, maybe not a knight, but like a part of the court of the king, right? Coming in from battle to let the king know. This is really honestly what it's about. To let the king know our kingdoms made peace, no blood was shed, no lives were lost, is the whole message of the 6 of Wands. So that's why all the townspeople come out to cheer and celebrate with that wreath of peace on the wand. But here she's taken her bow. She's center stage. And it feels good, almost like, yeah, it's a triumphant homecoming for the past life soulmates is where we're headed here. But we've got an issue, right? We need some cooperation. Things may have been moving too slowly in the past. Wow, judgment, second chances, forgiveness, redemption, answering the call of the past life soulmate. So this is really beautiful here too. So in the near future, there is an opportunity for second chances if you so desire. If you don't desire it, this just isn't your reading. That's okay. That's all right. No need. 3 of Wands underneath. I'm keeping that because that's sort of the overall energy here. And to me, this is just saying there's something coming in. There's something that you've been anticipating. You've already set the intention with the 2 of Wands. You've already determined what you want. You've looked at a world of possibilities for this connection and how you want it to play out. You chose a path. You've been very clear about that, and you've set seeds of intention around that in past new moons, I'm sure. Well, here is now the expectation, the anticipation. I'm struggling with expectation with this card because I feel that's a mistake. I feel we get in trouble when we have an expectation of a specific outcome. So I'd release that if I were you. That's where I might do a reset. But an anticipation. It feels exciting, like what's coming in for me now that I've plotted my course and I've set those seeds of intention. Wow. Okay. I know. I'm feeling like my energy is ramping up a bit here. So let's look at the Six of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is underneath, which says that you're coming from some measure of disappointment, heart heaviness, heartache, or heartbreak in the situation, but there may be an opportunity here. This Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, and this feels like Aries. I just told you Jupiter in Aries is going to push you a little bit to come out of your comfort zone. All right? If you want to overcome this challenge of that Three of Pentacles, since that's what's crossing us here. And you can't be backward facing for the disappointment and the hurt, etc. You have to find a way to have that come through reverse. Like being able to move forward, having divine timing arrive as anticipated, not expected, as anticipated is what will help you release those three swords, if that makes sense. So I'm feeling this is very optimistic so far. Let's look at the Page of Pentacles in your unconscious awareness. Whoo! Okay, so now we get the rest of the story. What are you learning? What are you processing in your psyche, in your sleep state, maybe astral travel? Well, we have the same two cards, but reversed, right? Three of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Up here we had Six of Cups crossed by the Three of Pentacles. Well, what's the crossing issue? What's the dealio with the Three of Pentacles? Seven of Swords. This is either about you're learning that this person has been either avoidant, right? Seven of Swords, sometimes just trying to get out of Dodge and like not deal with something directly. It could be that there's been some measure of perceived deception, like someone not being honest with you about their intentions, about their willingness to build on the connection, right? So whatever that Seven of Swords is for you in your particular situation, that's what you're processing. That's what you're now coming to terms with. Page of Pentacles, Pentacles, life, reality. That's the reality check that I was talking about with Neptune retrograde, right? What is the Seven of Swords to you? Is it avoidance? Is it lying by omission of fact? Is it telling you what you want to hear, but then acting in a different way? Are you questioning this person's intentions about how invested they are in the connection? How much of a cooperative partner do you have in this person? Knight of Pentacles in the past. Knight of Pentacles again. Two of Swords. Three of Cups. Ooh, so maybe we've got some, maybe there was a moment, crossroads energy, double hit of the Knight of Pentacles. We got the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. You know, I feel like something happened here in the past where you kind of said things are moving, something that's moving slowly isn't necessarily a problem unless you feel it's like a stalling tactic. Right? Like they're saying, right? Verbal. They're saying they're all in, but they're dragging their feet. All little, like, you know, takes forever for me to get a reply to a text. It, you know, I offer a suggestion, I email, I do whatever, and it takes forever to have them make a decision. Whatever it is for you, I feel like that's part of the scenario here, is something that's been unfolding in a real low, slow burn kind of a thing. And I'm feeling like in the past, some of you sort of took a moment to say, I need some clarity around this. I don't understand what's going on. Three of Cups underneath. I feel this is the point where you had some thoughts about third-party scenarios, like what's the holdup, what's the problem, and third-party energy doesn't have to necessarily be a person. Like it doesn't necessarily have to mean cheating, which this card could mean, but it could mean that there's someone else in the picture that's sort of slowing the roll of your person. It could also be third-party energy can sometimes be distance. It can be obligations, like work obligations, parental obligations. It can be other people in the mix, not like an ex sometimes, but family members or friends that get in the way, social situations that take you kind of, that come between you. So whatever that third party is for you, whatever it means, it could be ego. Whatever energy, entity, or person, or thing, or situation comes between you and your person and slows down the process is what I think you were seeking some clarity around. So I'm not necessarily feeling that there was any reason to be suspicious, but more like a search inward for some clarity around that. Could also be around reconciliation, coming back together, a cause for celebration. And I'm saying that because we have the Six of Wands, which is a similar feel. And maybe you've been uncertain if it's ever going to be. I just said the words. Maybe you've been uncertain that it's ever going to be. Here it is. Six of Wands and the Moon. Uncertainty. It's hidden. You can't see it. Fear, worry, apprehension, uncertainty, insecurity. And then we have the Queen of Wands versus, I'm saying versus for a reason, folks, the Empress. So I am feeling this Queen of Wands energy coming through the Three of Cups, coming through. We have some threes here. We have the Pentacles, the Swords, the Cups. What am I missing? The Wands. We have all the threes here. So I am feeling there's third-party energy. Queen of Wands, again, whatever that is, it could be outshining you, or you could be worried that it's outshining you. It could be someone's adult daughter. It could be someone's boss. It could be someone's, your person's passion for something else that gets in the way of the two of you. So, I don't want anyone here to feel like I'm giving you information that there's some cheating going on. You would know it if it was happening. You would already know it. Or if some third energy, like a karmic partner, is in the way, you would already know it. Please always know and trust that I'm not giving you new information about something that serious. Okay, so nothing's going on behind your back. You know what it is. You've got a handle on whatever this is and how it involves the Queen of Wands. It should come to the top of your mind immediately. Because that Queen of Wands is a take no prisoners, and it definitely puts up a challenge to this Empress, to the Divine Feminine, which is why, the Moon is even a thing. Because that's the unknown. Hope that makes sense. Okay, Judgment. I don't think you're going to let your fears worry you too much. We've got, wow. What's coming up in the near future is kind of life-altering. This can also be that Cancerian new moon, just so you know. Influencing you at this time, because we have 4 major arcana coming up in the near future, life-altering. Judgment, the Sun, Temperance, the Magician. This is what you're manifesting. This is also a card of manifestation, the Three of Wands, right? What are you calling in? What is it that you are setting intentions for? Well, here I see it. Reconciliation, reunion, and the happiness you want and deserve. Desire and deserve. Okay? So, if that's not what you want, this isn't your reading. Full stop. if you want reconciliation, if you want a second chance, if you want to offer forgiveness, receive forgiveness, however that works for you, this is your reading. And you're looking for that happiness. And guess how you're going about it? Patiently. You've got wisdom to know that you don't need to act impulsively. This is about self-control. This is about, it is about moderation, right? So while you're in manifestation mode in the near future and you're manifesting this return or this reconciliation or this reunion, you're doing so with a lot of balance, This is your self-care here, right? So I feel like it looks pretty good. And I want to see how it unfolds for you on a more individual level. So in a minute, I'm going to tell you the astrology that showed up here just for a little extra confirmation. But here's what I'm going to cover in the extended. I'm going to go Aries through Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I do this all the time. There's a link to that below. But I'm going to look at three things. What is the message from Neptune? Where do you need a reality check in your connection? Okay. Number two, what's the message from Mars and Eris, right? The warrior twins. What's worth fighting for in your connection versus what's not in your best interest anymore. Got it? And the third card, the message from the Cancer new moon with Jupiter. How best to reset before pushing forward. I know. So that, and reset means for you, for yourself, and also the connection. That's what I'm looking at. Aries through Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, all the placements for you, the placements for your divine counterpart. Somewhere in there, you got to be able to find a message that speaks to you. Here's who shows up. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. All right. That Ace of Wands feels like Jupiter and Aries to me. We've got the, Moon is Pisces, Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the Empress, Taurus, and Libra. That's a card of Venus. We have Venus in Gemini right now. Judgment is Scorpio, the Sun is Leo, Temperance is Sagittarius, the Magician is Virgo and Gemini. That is what I've got for you. Make time for self-love, right? Trust that all will be well, but time for a reality check. Got it? The link to the extended is below. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now. New moon blessings.